Hi there and welcome back. I am returning to the salon after about a 10-day break, which was much needed, but I wanted to break down these holiday shelves and kind of give them a little bit of a refresh. And I also thought I would do a Q&A also in the process. Make sure you like and subscribe and let's jump right into it. So I'm going to start with taking down some of these gift bags and the bottle brush trees and some of the fairy lights so that we can kind of like get rid of the holidays, which I guess is kind of sad, but I'm ready to like freshen it up in here after having these shelves like this for the last 2 months. So I'm going to start with just taking down some of the holiday decorations before we kind of zhuzh it up. On Instagram if you guys have any questions. So the first one that I got was, how many clients do you take in a day? I typically take 4 to 5 just because I find energetically that's really a good amount for me. 4 is kind of my sweet spot. I do 5 sometimes just because I can fit them in and I can energetically do that sometimes. At the end of the day, if I do 5 like every day, the whole week, by the end of the week, I'm like super burnt out and just my body is really tired. I realized after coming back from COVID, like I didn't want to just be banging out clients back to back every day. And I really, at this point, like I don't know how I did it because I just don't have the capacity for that anymore. So 4 to 5 is a good way for me to go these days. Okay, so I took down all the holiday stuff. I can't decide if I want to keep that last little holiday kit up. I only have one left and I was thinking like I kind of want it, or I could maybe sell it as a discount since it is in the holiday packaging. I'm not sure. Let me know what you would do in the comments. Now I'm going to take everything down and give everything like a really great dusting, like a little deep clean before we kind of readjust and reorganize everything. And I get this question kind of a lot: how do I become a medical nail technician? Or how do I learn more about pedicuring? I do not call myself a medical nail technician because I'm not technically a medical professional, and I do everything within the scope of what a nail tech can do. So working on healthy, intact skin and nails, as well as from the knee down and the elbow down in the state of Washington. If you want to learn more about pedicuring, definitely seek ongoing education, whether that be personal mentorship, always be asking questions. You can take classes like the Certified Master Pedicurist course. There's also the Advanced Nail Technician and Medical Nail Technician, I think, online modules that you can take. There's the Pedi Nail program online. There are so many classes. I'm going to be teaching more in-person classes and online classes in 2022 as well with LiQWYD. So there are a lot of avenues that you can take, but I would do your research first. Really seek out good teachers. Anyone can offer a certification. That doesn't mean that it's worthwhile. So definitely do your research before you start taking classes, but definitely ongoing education. You can even ask to intern with a podiatrist. There are a lot of different avenues. You just have to be really curious and open for that information. This is extremely tedious, but future me will be very happy that I did this. Another response that I got wasn't a question, but it was, I would appreciate a video of how you use those Staleks sponges on your clients' feet. I will happily do this. I love those things. Literally, I cannot be without them now. I don't use them on every single client. It's more of like a, if I have time and want to like do that extra special cherry on top, but they are amazing. I'm still kind of experimenting because they are new to me, but I will happily share a little video about that. right, so I just put those back, my licenses, because obviously they can be at the top because I never need to grab them. But now, gotta put all of this stuff, which you don't realize like how much stuff you have until you kind of take it all down. But I kind of want to, I don't know, I think I might leave it in the same orientation that I had, but I have like this plant over here and I don't know, just kind of refresh it somehow. Let's see what happens. So far, this is kind of the same general orientation, but just a little cleaner. I added this plant, and then I'm gonna have my hand products up here. What do you guys suggest? Let's see when it's done, but I would love your comments about how you freshen up your space. All right, so this is kind of what I'm settling on for now. Licenses at the top. This is mostly hand stuff and like littles that I wanted to look kind of balanced with the shorts on the outside. Got this little handprint. It feels a little bare in there, but maybe that's okay. My plant, and this is my little sign for my text waitlist. Let me know if you're interested in that. I've had a few people ask me about it on Instagram. I have a new text waitlist, and we're actually looking for some beta testers. Let me know if you would like more interested about this text waitlist because it's pretty cool. And then I have my sign in the middle always where I welcome back my clients. This crowd right here is like products to kind of address particular issues. For the most part, I have those kind of like spread around, but that's mostly this area. Dazzle Dry mini kits. I got some foot files and nail files with my little like @social sign, my samples, and then like this is soft feet, the Fusskraft line of Gewalt nail brushes, my speaker, and some business cards back there. What do we think? I think it's cute, fresh, you know. I want to kind of like zhuzh this up seasonally. Let me know what you do in the comments about like just freshening up the studio every once in a while. I would love to know your thoughts and ideas because I think it's nice just to like get some new energy in the space, and it keeps clients really interested too. Okay, so now I'm gonna like do a deep clean of the space, get in all the nooks and crannies that I don't always have time to get to when I'm taking clients, sweep, mop, get all in the little corners. Another question I got was, how do you like your new barefoot shoes? So I got some Vivobarefoot shoes for myself for the holidays, a little gift to myself. They were quite the investment, but I got two pairs, a pair of sneakers and a pair of like slip-on booties. I am loving them. I haven't had a chance to really wear the sneakers a ton because it's always snowing right now, but I've been wearing my booties and I love them. At first I was a little worried because they felt kind of tight on the top of my foot, like on the top of my metatarsals, but after that first day they kind of broke in and now they are so comfortable. And I've been walking around, if there's deep snow on the ground, I don't wear them. I wear like my typical snow boots, but I've been wearing them in the cold weather and they're keeping my feet nice and warm. I will say you really need to be wearing like thin socks with them. If you want to wear thicker socks, I would probably size up at least a half a size, but amazing. I will link below the pairs that I got. Love, love, love them. So I'm kind of doing the floor in sections because this room is so small, and because I'm in a working salon where there are other artists in here working, I can't really like move everything out and move everything in. So I'm just doing the floor in sections for now, giving everything a sweep, and then I couldn't find a mop I don't know if we have a mop in the salon, so I'm just doing like, you know, with a wet paper towel. Again, this room is so small, that's taking me like 2 seconds. It's not a big deal. I try to do this pretty regularly, but if you're not already and you have an electric chair, make sure you're dusting back there, just because dust can really settle on like the back of the stand and whatnot. And you don't want that just like sitting around all the time. So make sure you're wiping that down fairly regularly. So another question that I got and also get a lot is, what kind of chair do you have? This is the chair. I was actually able to get it at a local tattoo shop for half the price, including movers from the tattoo shop to the salon. But I will link what kind of chair it is below. I would really highly recommend, if you're looking for an electric chair or even a hydraulic one, look on Facebook Marketplace, look on Craigslist, anything local to you, because you can often find a deal, especially if you're not in a hurry. That's how I was able to find mine and save $1,000. So highly, highly recommend. Also, an electric chair, if you're doing a lot of pedicures, is a really great way to save your body, so you're not hunched over all the time, and you can be in a more upright position that will help you save your body in the long run. Fully wipe down my pedicure cart and everything on it and fill some products. I should probably clean my handpiece too. I think I did it before I left, but I guess I'll just go ahead and do it just to make sure that we are clean and good to go. I'll check the dates. I think my filters are good too. The last question that I got was, what advice would I give to other nail techs in the nail industry? And it's such a hard question to answer because I feel like it really depends on where you're at in your career. My main suggestion would just be, constantly be curious, constantly be wanting to educate yourself. Take classes all the time. There's so much content online, but be discerning with not necessarily what you're consuming. I mean that too, but be discerning with the information that you're taking in. And I guess the only way that we can be discerning is to take in a lot of information, and so that we can just figure out what is best for us and for the industry. So yeah, just keep taking classes, keep educating yourself, ask questions, reach out to people. I can't tell you the number of people that I have reached out to on Instagram, and people reach out to me all the time. I love geeking out with people and trying to find answers and solutions to all of our challenges, and just constantly trying to find new ways of doing things and new information, and just like constantly brainstorming about how we can all be our best techs and best selves in this industry so that we can best serve clients. That's really what it comes down to. And in addition to that, I would say all of us can be better about using the correct vocabulary. So calling it an e-file, an electric file, rather than a drill. A drill is for creating holes in things. Using appropriate terminology like proximal nail fold instead of cuticle, so that we can continue to educate the public, continue to be taken seriously, and really continue to elevate the industry. That is part of how we do that, is using the proper vocabulary so that we can be seen as the true, knowledgeable, educated professionals that we are. Quick tip, I put 3M strips on these like little things that I have on here as well as on my pedicure cart, because I can't tell you the number of times that I just accidentally flipped this over and everything spilled out on the floor. So this has been a really awesome hack, and you just like put it on and boom, secure, and then you can just take the top off and grab what you need. It's the small things, you know? space now, and I always like to wear my mask when I do it just because there's dust in there and I don't want to breathe that in. If you have an e-file with a dust collector, or even if you're just using a regular dust collector, I don't know, I just like to wear gloves and a mask while I'm doing that because I don't want to be touching that. So that's a little tip for me to you. All right, this is how I'm leaving the room. So sparkly and clean. This is typically how I leave it at the end of the day. Cleaned all the shelves, kind of rearranged things. What do we think? I would love your feedback. I deep cleaned back there. That was dustier than I would have liked. This is kind of it. Clean pedi cart. Polish is in full effect. So there we are. Thanks so much for watching. Please let me know what you think of the shelves, and again, any suggestions for things that you do to freshen up your space every once in a while. One more reminder to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.